Airports run on strict rules, but these moments broke every one of them. Otherworldly crafts slipping into restricted airspace. Strange figures appearing out of nowhere, and sights so unsettling that no official could explain them. Whatever happened here left even the control room without answers. Back in 2010, 7th of July, the Shenzhen International Airport in Hangzhou, China suddenly shut down when pilots claimed to have seen a UFO hovering over the runway. And this video came to the surface, featuring a group of bizarre lights. One in the center was shaped like a cigar, flashing lights as it hovered in the sky, while the two surrounding it were circular. And then there was a tiny one orbiting one of the orbs. This strange occurrence still remains as mysterious as the day it appeared, with many speculating the government has been hiding whatever it was from the public. Sky lockdown. Residents in Copenhagen were alarmed when something unexpected took over their skies, shutting down airports on the 23rd of September, 2025. If you didn't already know, it was a tiny UAP hovering above, halting the entire nation's flight operations. Many reported seeing a bright orb of light, steadier than any drone, with no visible source of propulsion. Airport staff recorded a blinking green light darting rapidly over the runway. Soon, clips of police vehicles swarming the streets went viral. Authorities claimed they had high-end recordings of the object, but refused to release them to the public. Sounds fishy, right? Locals thought so too, accusing the higher-ups of hiding alien contact. But why conceal it? What's really going on here? Manchester orb. A UFO sighting at Manchester Airport has left everyone shocked. A pilot captured footage of a small metallic silver orb near the tarmac while preparing for departure. Described as roughly the size of a compact car, the orb hovered silently just above the ground, defying the mechanics of any known aircraft or drone. When airport security approached, it abruptly shot upward at an astonishing speed and vanished. The clip has left even skeptics puzzled, with many calling it one of the most compelling UFO sightings in recent memory. And it looked like the Manchester orb didn't just visit the airport once, it came back at night, as if it had some unfinished business. It hovered over the runway silently, then turned back, moving in ways that seemed impossible with our technology. The sphere drifted back and forth across the airfield before slowly descending, still shifting direction like it was analyzing something. Staff watched from windows, wondering what its motive was. Was it trying to intimidate us, or scanning the area for something? I guess we might never find out what that light really wanted. Lars Mitank disappearance. Missing person cases are always unusual, but this one was particularly strange. A guy was vacationing with his friends in Bulgaria, but due to an injury, he couldn't return with his friends and scheduled a later flight. The airport security camera at Varna Airport captured him entering. Moments later, he was seen running out and then climbing a fence, from where he ran straight into the woods, never to be seen again. To this day, it's unknown who or what he was running from. Was he being pursued by something invisible? Or was the threat very much real? To this day, Mitank's disappearance remains a complete mystery. Burning trails. With all kinds of strange things happening in our skies lately, nothing feels surprising anymore. An airline passenger flying over Russia caught something startling. Bright streaks of light cutting through the air at incredible speed. It almost looked like burning debris falling from space. The trails moved with precision, weaving through clouds before disappearing completely. People online argued endlessly. Some swore it was a UFO that had been shot down, while others insisted it was just a meteor shower. Either way, the footage didn't look natural, and it left everyone with more questions than answers. Secret agreement. You might have heard that wild rumor, the US government working hand in hand with aliens. Sounds like movie talk, right? But after watching this clip, you might rethink that it showed a UFO calmly gliding over a restricted tarmac, as if it belonged there. Security didn't react. No jets scrambled. Nothing. People online speculated this wasn't a breach at all, but permission. Some claimed it proved ongoing cooperation, the kind whispered about in Area 51 theories. The craft hovered briefly, then took off vertically, vanishing into the sky. If they're really sharing our airspace, maybe the partnership's already been sealed long ago. Torenzan alien. Something straight out of a sci-fi movie happened. A woman landed at JFK Airport carrying a passport from a country called Torenzan, a place that doesn't exist, at least not in our timeline. The document was flawless, complete with biometric chip and stamps from other non-existent nations. Witnesses said she looked perfectly normal, but when told Torenzan wasn't real, she insisted this wasn't her world. Then, she vanished without a trace. Authorities were baffled, and the internet went wild. Many believe she was an interdimensional traveler who boarded the wrong plane into the wrong reality. And if that's not true, then what was she? Twin shadows.
This is happening right over Los Angeles, right over the airport.
People at the LA airport were stunned by what they saw in broad daylight. As a plane soared across the sky, two unidentified objects appeared beside it. One on the right, hovering close, and another on the left at a distance. Moments later, the right one drifted away and vanished into the clouds, while the left orb moved in closer, perfectly aligning itself with the plane and matching its speed. Witnesses caught the bizarre sight on camera, and theories exploded online. Some claimed aliens were attempting to abduct the plane, while others believed the UAPs were refueling their crafts midair. Which theory are you sticking with? Jersey orb. A plane passenger caught eerie footage above New Jersey. It showed an orb with blinking lights on both sides, drifting silently over the city. What caught people off guard was the presence of smaller, glowing orbs in front of it, almost like escorts. At first, many assumed they were drones, but that theory was quickly dismissed. These things were flying way higher than any drone could. Some speculated the lights had their own energy field, maybe for stealth or protection. Whatever it was, it didn't belong to anything we've built, or at least nothing the public knows about. Terminal echoes. A woman at the Cleveland airport in Ohio found herself completely alone one night in September 2025. As she walked through the empty halls, she started hearing low growls echoing through the building, followed by strange guttural voices that didn't sound human. She recorded the eerie sounds on her phone, and the clip quickly went viral. People online linked it to the wave of UFO sightings near airports, claiming the noises were from something hiding underground, or worse, inside the terminal itself. Some said it was paranormal, others swore it was alien. Either way, no one wanted to be there alone. Sea pursuit.
What is that, bro?
A man out at sea was stunned by what he caught on camera. Two saucer-shaped UFOs gliding silently above the waves. Moments later, 2 fighter jets appeared, flying straight toward them. Instead of attacking, the jets simply matched their speed, circling nearby as if studying or following the crafts.
That's crazy.
Viewers noticed the saucer's reflections on the water, arguing that the footage had to be real. Others insisted it was too smooth to be edited. The clip cut off right as the jets closed in, leaving everyone wondering, were they intercepting or escorting something humanity wasn't supposed to see yet?
What?
Orb encounter. In Italy, a man filmed something strange right outside his apartment window. At first, there were 2 glowing orbs in the sky, and right alongside them hovered a military chopper, almost as if it was watching closely. Then the bizarre part happened. One of the orbs suddenly split into 2, leaving 3 in total. The scene was unsettling, raising endless questions. Was this some sort of secret training exercise? A strange coincidence? Or were humans and aliens actually going up against each other? Some even suggested the chopper wasn't chasing them at all, but escorting them through the skies. Sky saucer. Passengers on a flight were suddenly caught off guard when they spotted something unusual outside their windows. It looked like a saucer-shaped craft hovering just above the plane, its metallic surface gleaming as lights blinked rhythmically around it. The object glided smoothly, keeping pace with the aircraft as if observing it. Witnesses described it as sleek and weightless, almost like it was using anti-gravity propulsion. When the clip hit the internet, opinions split fast. Some argued it was an advanced man-made drone, while others were convinced this was real alien contact, happening midair right before their eyes. Phantom cry. A security guard stationed at a closed airport reported hearing the faint sound of a child crying one night. Following the sound, he saw what looked like a little kid standing near the terminal windows. But as he approached, both the sound and the child vanished, like they were never there. The guard searched the area, confused and terrified, but found nothing. When the story spread, people linked it to recent UFO sightings near airports. Some said it was an alien mimicking a child to lure him in, while others thought it was something paranormal. Sky probe. Are aliens coming up with new designs for their crafts? Because what else was this? A jet flying over Germany captured a pill-shaped object zipping past its wing at unreal speed. It looked smooth, metallic, and completely white. No wings, no engines, nothing, just speed. Experts later said it might have been an anti-gravity craft, a design far beyond anything we've developed. People online speculated it was a reconnaissance probe, mapping Earth's surface before they finally arrive. Whatever it was, it didn't behave like any drone or missile. Maybe this wasn't just a sighting. Maybe it was a warning. Falling light. A local in Japan was stunned by what he saw in the night sky. A bright light emerging from the clouds before plummeting toward the ground. The man claimed it looked like it was headed straight for an airport or somewhere nearby. It glowed intensely as it descended, leaving behind a smoky trail that lingered for minutes. Some said it was a comet, but with all the strange incidents around airports lately, others believed it was a UFO that had been shot down. Still, there's something about these events that feels connected somehow. Maybe too connected. Any guesses, folks? Let me know in the comments. Sky retrieval.
Look at that, Jared. Look at that, Harry. You see it? It's falling from the sky.
Another strange clip surfaced online, showing something falling from the sky in broad daylight, leaving behind a smoky wake. Moments later, a pair of fighter jets appeared, circling the area as if searching for whatever had dropped. The locals who filmed it sounded both shocked and scared, unsure of what they were witnessing. The object had vanished, but the military's sudden response only fueled suspicions. Could it have been a UFO shot down and quickly recovered? Many online seemed convinced, and honestly, with how secretive these operations have become lately, it wouldn't be the first time something mysterious got covered up. Ghostly follower. A viral clip showing a Russian jet colliding with an American drone caught global attention, but not for the crash itself. In the footage, behind the jet, a faint orb could be seen trailing steadily in the distance. After the collision, the orb continued calmly on its own path, seemingly unaffected. It was small, hard to notice, but a zoomed-in version confirmed it wasn't just a lens flare. The Pentagon released the video without addressing the strange object, almost as if they hadn't noticed. But viewers did, and they're convinced something else was up there that day. Cloudwalkers. This was allegedly captured by an airline passenger midair. The footage appeared to show humanoid figures walking across the tops of clouds, moving as if the air itself was solid ground. But something about them looked off. Their movements were jerky, unnatural, and their size seemed massive compared to the plane below. People watching the clip were divided. Some believed they were extraterrestrial beings, while others claimed it was part of Project Bluebeam, a holographic experiment meant to test human reaction. Whatever the explanation, the sight of human-like shapes walking above the sky unsettled just about everyone. In the clouds. On December 16th, during a flight from Chicago to Newark, a passenger captured something absolutely mind-blowing. High above where you'd expect nothing but endless clouds, a group of strange lights caught his eye. Brilliant yellow orbs just floating there, like they owned the place. And unlike most UFO sightings that end with a dramatic disappearance, these orbs didn't go anywhere. Even as night fell, they were still there, like tiny stars dotting the sky. Could this be aliens keeping a close watch on human activities? And if so, aren't they getting a little too bold these days? Mask incident. This shocking clip of an American airline passenger went viral for all the wrong reasons. After an argument with the flight crew, the man sat back down, but his behavior turned downright disturbing. He began growling under his breath and chewing on his face mask like an animal. Passengers nearby were visibly terrified. The man's eyes appeared glazed, his movements unnatural. People online said this was no ordinary meltdown. Some claimed he was reptilian, momentarily unable to keep his disguise intact. Whether it was possession, a psychotic break, or something far stranger, no one could explain what they had just witnessed mid-air. Flight panic. A British man aboard a flight suddenly stood up mid-air, panic written all over his face. He pointed at the passenger next to him, shouting and trembling as if he'd seen something horrific. Flight attendants tried to calm him, but he bolted down the aisle, yelling that he needed to get off the plane immediately. Witnesses said it looked like pure terror.
What's wrong?
But what was he afraid of? Some believed he saw something others couldn't, something inhuman. Many compared it to the plane lady incident, suggesting reptilians might be revealing themselves on flights more often than we realize. Coincidence? Maybe not. Orb escort. A local in Pennsylvania filmed a clip showing 2 military helicopters following a pair of glowing orbs across the sky. At first, people thought it was a pursuit, but the movement didn't fit. The choppers weren't chasing, they were flying in formation, side by side with the orbs. That's when a stranger theory surfaced. What if they weren't chasing them at all, but escorting them? The video spread fast, and speculation went wild. Were these military crafts working alongside alien technology? Or were the orbs being transported somewhere secret? Either way, people were convinced something strange was definitely going on. Runway intrusion.
UFO out there, and all the reports you've given us are good information. Appreciate it.
In 2024, a pilot flying 1,000 feet in the sky reported glowing orbs zipping dangerously close to his craft. The sighting was so alarming that Stewart International Airport in New York shut down its runways, citing mysterious drones. But these weren't behaving like ordinary drones. They moved too fast. Too precise. People demanded federal authorities step in, yet no clear explanation was ever given. Now, almost a year later, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving many convinced those orbs weren't drones at all, but something far stranger.
About 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color.
Blue descent.
Right? No. Yeah, they did. Oh, what the?
This happened near an airport, a massive pod-shaped UFO hovering silently in the air, leaving people in shock. Locals in California managed to capture the surreal sight on video. The object was bluish, almost metallic, releasing bursts of steam as it floated motionless above the city. Its surface looked uneven. Things got even stranger when glowing orbs began emerging from beneath it. Witnesses panicked, thinking it was about to fire beams or release something dangerous. Whether it was a test, a visitation, or something else entirely, no one really knew.
Hey, get inside. Yeah.
Jellyfish UAP. On January 9th, 2024, a new UFO video appeared online, quickly going viral, and for good reason. This UFO wasn't the typical saucer design people expect. It was a small, circular object with dangling appendages, seen flying at remarkable speed over a U.S. military base in Iraq. The object was named the Jellyfish UAP due to its resemblance to the animal. The UFO researcher who shared the footage claimed it was filmed by the military in 2018 and showed the object descending underwater. People criticized the video online, with many dismissing it as edited. However, with multiple attempts to debunk it, the clip remains one of the most fascinating UFO mysteries. Shooting saucer. In 2019, a shocking moment was caught on camera. A passenger was innocently recording the view outside the window and suddenly spotted a flying saucer. It was so close that even the camera captured its spinning structure. But what happened next was what truly stunned everyone. The UFO shot out numerous flares-like objects before swiftly darting forward. As the footage spread online, opinions were split. Some cried hoax and dismissed it as clever editing, while others believed it to be a genuine encounter with a UFO. And those flares were capsules containing aliens that landed on Earth. What do you think? Could this be a real encounter or an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts below. Obsidian drift.
Oh my god.
This bizarre clip filmed in a parking lot went viral after showing what looked like a massive, rock-like object gliding silently between parked cars. It was obsidian black with faint blue lights pulsing across its surface, almost as if it was breathing. The shape wasn't like any flying saucer. It looked like a smooth, polished meteor, but it moved with purpose. People online couldn't stop speculating. Some said it resembled the 3-eye Atlas object that once showed similar behavior, wondering if that space rock had actually been an alien craft all along. Scientists called it impossible, but the footage said otherwise.
Oh my god.
Phantom boarding. A strange video from an almost empty airport in Phuket, Thailand, went viral for its eerie scene. The camera zoomed in on an airplane gangway, but there was no plane attached. It hung in midair, connected to nothing, yet faint, shadowy figures could be seen running across it, as if boarding or leaving a flight. Netizens were unsettled, and speculation spread quickly. Some believed they were the lost souls from the tragic 2007 Phuket plane crash. Others suggested something far stranger, an unexplained phenomenon with no clear link to the crash, only adding to the mystery of what the camera had captured. Surveying craft.
Cara, ¿qué es esa mierda?
A strange clip circulated online and quickly caught the attention of UFO enthusiasts, and for good reason. It showed a craft hovering unusually close to the ground, moving at a slow, deliberate pace. Its saucer-like shape instantly reminded many of the spaceship from the Jetsons cartoon. What made it even more unsettling was that figures could be seen inside the craft, which many believed were aliens. The way it glided, almost cautiously, had people convinced we were being surveyed. Or worse, that it was mapping Earth before an invasion. Invasion. Now this is exactly how I pictured an alien invasion might look. Dozens of UFOs swarming the skies of New York. A lucky plane passenger managed to snap the whole thing and post it online, instantly setting the internet on fire. The UFOs didn't show any hostility, despite clearly outnumbering the plane. They just floated alongside it, peacefully minding their own business and not interfering with its path. But here's the big question. If they're not attacking, what are they up to? Surveillance? Exploration? Or maybe they're just as curious about us as we are about them? Let me know your thoughts. Sixth loop. A bizarre moment on a flight in China had passengers, and later, the internet, completely stunned. Midair, a man suddenly jolted awake, sweating, panicked, and claimed something wild. He said he was stuck in a time loop, and that this was cycle number 6. In every loop before, he insisted, the plane had crashed. He begged the crew to land immediately, screaming for the doors to be opened. Other passengers started filming as chaos brewed. Experts later said it might have been a case of trauma replay, maybe a past near-crash memory resurfacing on loop. But that doesn't explain why he seemed to know which cycle he was in. Was it just a psychological break? Or something far stranger? Cloud figures. A plane passenger caught something strange. Figures standing on the clouds. The video went viral fast. Humanoid shapes casting long shadows against the sky. They looked small from the plane, but experts pointed out for them to cast shadows like that at cruising altitude, they'd have to be over 50 meters tall. People were stunned. Some called them angels, watching over humanity, unmoving, yet somehow alive. Others swore you could see slight movement if you zoomed in. Skeptics said it was just light, shadow, and coincidence. But there's something about those figures, too symmetrical, too precise. If they weren't beings, what cast those shadows? Sky ascension. Walking down a quiet street and witnessing something out of this world sounds unreal, but one stunned pedestrian did. He captured footage of a massive humanoid figure levitating beside a tall building, slowly ascending toward the sky. The video showed it hovering unnaturally, glowing faintly before drifting upward. People online went wild. Some believed it was an alien. Others said it was a human being abducted. Conspiracy pages labeled it the start of an invasion, while skeptics argued it was advanced drone tech. The footage ended abruptly, cutting off just as the figure vanished into the clouds. Whatever it was, its fate and origin remained a mystery. Flyby. This could have been the most convincing UFO encounter ever caught on camera. While flying over a mountain range, a passenger spotted something strange glinting in the distance. A classic flying saucer. He started filming as it darted toward the plane, zipped underneath, then vanished, only to reappear seconds later before disappearing for good. When the footage hit the internet, theories exploded. Some called it a hoax, others a genuine encounter. Experts who analyzed the lighting said the reflections matched perfectly with the sun's position, making edits unlikely. So was it an illusion? Or actual proof of extraterrestrial contact? You decide. Sky glitch. Catching a flight and suddenly witnessing something that looks like a glitch in the Matrix sounds unreal, but that's exactly what one passenger experienced. They captured footage of a massive object rotating and skipping around the sky like it defied physics itself. It looked eerily like a giant tic-tac. Smooth, reflective, and silent. Theories flooded in. Was it a UFO? A sky glitch? Or maybe an alien craft caught between dimensions? Skeptics tried to call it CGI, but the object's moving shadow said otherwise. Some even claimed it was malfunctioning mid-portal jump. Whatever it was, the sky that day felt anything but ordinary. Miami alien. In 2024, Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami became the epicenter of viral rumors involving so-called shadow aliens. The incident began with a large brawl among approximately 50 teenagers, causing chaos and prompting a significant police response. However, social media users quickly speculated that the heavy police presence was due to sightings of 8 to 10 foot tall, shadowy figures, believed by some to be extraterrestrial beings. Footage circulated online, with viewers claiming to see a large creature near the mall's entrance. The clip fueled conspiracy theories suggesting that aliens had visited the mall, possibly as scouts assessing Earth's readiness for contact or conquest. Green descent. This video of a green orb skipping across the sky was taken in Perth, Australia, on May 15, 2025 at 6:15 p.m. The witness lived near an airport and said the object moved erratically, flashing bright green as it dipped and rose. In the footage, it left a strange glowing trail behind, almost like a rock skipping across water. The orb blinked in and out of sight as it descending toward the ground. That wasn't normal meteor behavior. People online linked it to the growing number of UFO sightings near airports. Was it a craft or something else entirely? Lost memory. Okay, this has to be one of the wildest alien encounter stories out there. A Florida man claimed he had accidentally recorded his own abduction and forgot about it. He said he discovered the footage while deleting old files, realizing his memory had been wiped from that bizarre night. The grainy clip showed vague reptilian-like beings and a massive hovering craft above them. The man blamed the distortion on the energy coming from the ship. Since the video went viral, people have been speculating that these aliens might actually be reptilian hybrids working with elite engineers to develop anti-gravity crafts. What do you think? Airborne panic. Imagine being on a long international flight, just minutes from landing, when the intercom crackles, saying the Brussels airport has shut down. That actually happened.
Airport of Brussels. So, Brussels closed. The airport is closed.
Passengers bound for Belgium suddenly learned all airports in the country were closed, and no one knew where they'd be landing.
We are not going right now to Belgium.
The woman on the speaker sounded oddly robotic, calm but eerie, as confusion spread through the cabin. People whispered theories. Some thought the plane had been hijacked. Others believed reptilians had taken control, pretending to be human. The strangest part? There's still no official report on what happened next. Whatever it was, it didn't feel like a normal flight at all. Midair orbs. In November 2025, a passenger flying from Turkey to Syria experienced something bizarre mid-flight. Multiple glowing orange orbs hovered in the sky, just a little below the plane. They weren't moving like normal aircraft, just hanging there. Silent, steady, unsettling. Some passengers said they looked like experimental weapons, while others insisted they were alien crafts, powered by something beyond human tech. Whether government experiment or extraterrestrial surveillance, one thing's for sure, those orbs weren't supposed to be there. Jetpack mystery. Ever wanted to see a real-life Iron Man? Well, back in November 2020, passengers on a flight over Los Angeles might have done just that. Multiple witnesses reported seeing a human-like figure soaring beside their plane, what became known as the Jetpack Man. The sighting spread so fast that the FBI stepped in to investigate. Their official theory was that it was a runaway balloon, but the shape, the movement, the uncanny resemblance to a person, it didn't quite add up. A similar encounter later in California was brushed off the same way, yet people weren't convinced, because honestly, calling that thing a balloon feels like denial. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.